My name is Carissa, and today I want to tell you the real story of how I rebuilt my life. Not with magic, not with miracles, not with luck, but with mindset, with discipline, with belief, and with manifesting. 15 years ago, my life changed in one single moment. I was driving home after a long working day in my pedicure salon, a salon I had built from nothing, working from home. I had loyal clients, a full agenda, a stable income. I was proud of what I had created with my own hands. I was independent. I was confident. I was in control. And then someone ran a red light. The impact came out of nowhere. I remember the sound, the shock, the sudden silence afterwards. I did not break any bones, but my entire body was badly bruised. I suffered a severe whiplash and a heavy concussion. At first, the doctors said I was lucky. No fractures, no surgery, no visible damage. But the real damage was invisible. The headaches were unbearable. My neck felt like it was on fire. I was dizzy every day. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't remember simple things. I was exhausted all the time. I could barely sit upright. I could barely think. I could barely function. And the worst part was this. Everyone kept saying, "But you look fine." But I wasn't fine. I was forced to stop working. I had to close my pedicure salon. I had to cancel all my clients. And suddenly my entire income disappeared. I went from being independent and successful to depending on doctors, therapists, and insurance. I went into heavy rehabilitation, not for a few months, not for a year, for 3 long years. 3 years of physical therapy, 3 years of neurological recovery, 3 years of learning how to live with pain and limitations, and 3 years of fear. Fear of never being able to work again, fear of never being myself again, fear of losing everything I had built. I remember lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, asking myself, how am I going to survive? How am I going to earn money again? Who am I if I can't work anymore? That accident didn't just damage my body. It destroyed my identity. My salon was my life. My work was my pride. My independence was my confidence. And suddenly I had nothing. I felt useless. I felt powerless. I felt forgotten. And when you lose control of your body, your money, and your future all at once, your mind goes into survival mode. You stop dreaming. You stop planning. You stop believing. You only think about getting through the day. I was not depressed in the classic sense. I was empty. And when you are empty, your mind starts searching for answers. One night, unable to sleep because of the pain in my neck and the constant headaches, I was scrolling on YouTube, not looking for anything special, just trying to distract myself. And then I saw a video with a strange title, How Your Thoughts Create Your Reality. I remember laughing. I almost scrolled past it. I thought, if thoughts created reality, I wouldn't be lying here broken. But something made me click. The video wasn't spiritual, it wasn't mystical, it was psychological. It talked about focus, about belief, about how the brain filters reality, about how we subconsciously look for proof of what we expect. So I watched another one, then another, then another. I was skeptical. I didn't believe in the universe. I didn't believe in magic. I didn't believe in miracles. But I did believe in the brain. And I did believe in habits. And I did believe in discipline. So I made a decision. I told myself, I will test this like an experiment. Not with something big. Not with money. Not with health. With something small. Something so small that failure wouldn't hurt. I decided I would manifest a free coffee. Not by asking. Not by planning. Not by forcing. Just by expecting. Every morning for a week, I closed my eyes and imagined holding a warm cup of coffee in my hands. I imagined the smell, the taste, the feeling of gratitude. Then I went on with my day. No obsession, no begging, no desperation, just calm expectation. On day 4, my neighbor knocked on my door. She said, "I accidentally ordered too many coffees from the bakery downstairs. Do you want one?" I stood there frozen, not because of the coffee, but because something clicked. I realized manifesting wasn't magic. It was alignment. My brain had shifted from fear into expectation. So I tried again, this time with something bigger. I imagined receiving unexpected money. Not millions. Not a lottery. Just a small amount. 2 weeks later, I received a letter. An old insurance claim had been miscalculated. They owed me money. I had completely forgotten about it. Again, my heart raced. Not because of the money, but because my belief system started to change. I began to understand something important. Manifesting is not about wishing. It is about training your mind to move from survival mode into creation mode. Because when you live in fear, your brain looks for danger. And when you live in belief, your brain looks for opportunity. I started building a daily routine. Every morning, before touching my phone, I sat in silence for 5 minutes. I visualized the version of me that was strong again, independent again, confident again. I didn't imagine money falling from the sky. I imagined myself working again, smiling, feeling proud, feeling capable. Then I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for, even on the worst days. Sometimes my list was simple. I am grateful I can walk today. I am grateful I have food. I am grateful I am still alive. Slowly, my mindset changed. I stopped seeing myself as a victim. I started seeing myself as someone rebuilding. And that changed everything. Because when you stop seeing yourself as broken, you stop acting broken. I started studying again. Online courses, business, marketing, psychology, mindset. I trained my brain like I trained my body, one step at a time. No rushing, no pressure, no comparison, just progress. And opportunities started appearing. A friend offered me freelance work. Someone asked for help with a project. A contact introduced me to a business idea. I said yes to everything that aligned with growth. I said no to everything that aligned with fear. That is manifesting, not sitting and waiting, but becoming the person who is ready when opportunity arrives. Within 2 years, I had replaced my old income. Within 5 years, I was earning more than before my accident. But the biggest change was not financial. It was internal. I was no longer afraid of losing everything, because I knew I could rebuild anything. Manifesting is not about controlling life. It is about controlling your response to life. It is about choosing belief over panic, focus over distraction, creation over survival. People think manifesting is about thinking positive. It is not. It is about emotional discipline. It is about training your nervous system to feel safe in possibility. Because when your body feels safe, your mind becomes creative. And when your mind becomes creative, your actions change. And when your actions change, your results change. I did not manifest my healing. I worked for it. I did not manifest my success. I built it. Manifesting did not replace effort. It directed my effort. It taught me where to look. It taught me what to expect. It taught me how to move. Today, when people ask me if manifesting is real, I tell them this. Your mind is a filter. It decides what you see. It decides what you believe. It decides what you try. It decides what you avoid. Change the filter, and you change your life. I am not special. I am not gifted. I am not chosen. I am trained. Trained to think in possibility. Trained to act in courage. Trained to expect growth. That training saved my life. If my accident never happened, I would still be working in my small salon, thinking small, living safe, never knowing my real power. The crash broke my body, but it rebuilt my mind. And that is why I created this channel. not to sell dreams, not to promise miracles, not to lie to you, but to show you that your future is not decided by your past. Your future is decided by what you focus on today. If you are in a dark place right now, I want you to know this. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are rebuilding. And rebuilding is the most powerful phase of all.